think there's a lot of people who get the wrong idea about what spirituality is. They think it's some sort of me thing. They think it's like all about me. Like they start this spiritual journey and then they kind of let it get to their heads. They're like, oh, I'm working on myself. So it's like, get away from me. Like, get away from me. Like, don't get into my bubble because I'm spiritual. Like, don't you guys see I'm being spiritual here? You know, they turn it into like an ego trip, you know? Yeah, that's just one of the mind traps that people find themselves in, is that it's just some sort of me game, not realizing that it's an all of us thing. That this is an all of us thing. It's not just a me. It's not just all about me, right? But this is just one of the stages. Okay, there's many stages on this path, on this experience that we call being human. There's many stages. Okay, and that's just one of them. So let's talk about the stages, okay? So sorry. I'm not gonna cut the video, guys. But I'll edit that out of this video. So there's a stage where you're just completely ignorant to everything going on. You just think you are what we like to call a human. You think you're just that. You think you're just a body, and your thoughts, feelings, senses, all of these things, you think that that's you. And you're just going about life with not really a clue what's going on. Some people wonder what's going on and why we're here, and some people are just completely lost in the game of it, right? Which is an inevitable happening because it seems so real, right? So that's always going to happen, right? So you don't look down on other people you don't be like, oh, they're lost in it, you know, because that's another stage, is once you start to taste it a little, you start to look down on the people and you're like, oh, they're not awakened like I am. You know, you're falling into that mind trap again of judging. Okay, so you're coming full circle. You're coming full circle. You're getting lost in it. You're starting to realize it a little bit. You're starting to taste it. And once you're awakened, you know, it's like you're able to catch that part of you that's judging, or that is, you know, looking down on other people for not being like you. You know, because the universe is infinitely unique, right? You don't see the same two things twice, right? At least in human relations. But nonetheless, that's one of the stages. You know, there's the people who kind of have had some hints about it, like they kind of know, but they're still just kind of going on life on autopilot. They don't really have any sort of real spiritual closure. You know, they might like they're starting to get it a little bit, but they're just getting sucked into the realness of life, and they're just, you know, they're just going into life kind of on autopilot. You know, there's a big difference between driving a car and being in the passenger seat of the car, right? It's kind of like life, you know, like when you're lost in it, you're kind of in the passenger seat, like you're just listening to the voice in your head. You're just listening to it. You think it's real, and you're just following it wherever it takes you. But once you start to taste that awakened state where you're aware of everything that's going on, and you're aware of the workings of things, then you're able to drive the car a little bit. You can take it around the block a little. You can take it up I-25. That's the highway in my state. And you can take it all around the city. And even if you want to, you could, in fact, fly a spaceship. Sorry, just had to throw that one in there. I don't really know why, but yeah, so you're coming full circle on the journey. You're coming full circle on the journey, and eventually you realize that it's all just about love. And it's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about I'm just some insignificant me and I'm spiritual. I need to try to be spiritual. It's about all of us. It's about love. It's about bringing everything into one united whole. About using the separation, using the illusion as a tool to come into the one, to come into the unity, to come into the love. All right? So that's really what it's all about here. Okay? Yeah, I don't really know what else to say for you guys, but thank you guys for tuning into my YouTube video. If you did, if you made it this far, thank you guys. But yeah, that's really what all of this is about. It's all about just spreading love. You know, that's what my page is for. That's what this video is for. But yeah.